Alrighty, welcome. Today we are interrogating the tarot. Yeah, we're gonna work on that title. Let's ask the tarot about Chat GPT and all of these AI generators that are coming up now. I'm very curious as to what kind of messages we'll get about that. So some things that I kind of want to look into, like what does the future look like with it? Is it something that can be sentient? These are not the questions I'm asking, but these are kind of like what the questions are geared towards. And I didn't even make an entire spread for this. So, is this going to diminish creativity? So we're going to look at the creative aspects of it. Is it trying to make people think less? Like, what's the intention? All right, so the actual questions that we're going to ask, and this is the spread. Yep, that's going back in. One more shuffle. All right. What is the energy or the intention around Chat GPT and other AI generators? How will it affect education? We're going to look at that. How will it affect creativity? How will it affect the economy? Make sure I can get these all in here. Didn't think of that before I started making a spread out of it. And then we're going to look at what negative or challenging aspects we can encounter with it, as far as globally or whatever. And then what are positive aspects? And then overall, how is it going to be impacting humanity? I made an H. I didn't do that on purpose, but okay. All right, so first card. What's the intention or the energy behind these AI chat things? Okay, so I don't read reversal. It's not a reversal. Haha, the Hanged Man. A new perspective. I don't know why I thought that was upside down. Oh my gosh. I think I always do that with the Hanged Man, though. A new perspective. The intention or the energy behind Chat GPT is the Hanged Man. It's I don't dare I say enlightenment. It's gaining a new vision, a new light on something, shedding a new light on something, but also, taking a break from reality to reassess things as well. So, yeah, kind of getting a new perspective. It's to give humanity a new perspective, my guess, my gut feeling on that. But yeah, so, and we notice the Hanged Man always has like a sun or a halo around his head. So yeah, it's definitely about gaining a new perspective, seeing things from a different view, but also can be like pausing, taking a break, that sort of thing. So that's what I see as the intention or the energy behind it. How will this affect education? The Six of Cups. Okay, so Six of Cups, I get like nostalgia. This is about bringing the past to today. And a lot of times it's in order to clear it. With this deck, I'm feeling more like there's like maybe like a murky past that hopefully is may bring some clarity to the education arena or aspects of life. But we have like fogginess here, we have the dark smoke coming out here, but these are all shiny and bright, right? And he's handing that off to her, or she, they, I don't know. There are a lot of feminine looking aviation characters in this deck. This deck is the deck that I typically use for connecting with past spirits. I used it for like celebrities like way back in the day. I haven't done it in so long, but I kind of get that energy as well. I feel like it will help. I feel like this is a helpful thing for education. I know some of you are not gonna like that, but I do feel like it's a helpful thing for education. I feel like it may help bring some clarity to things, because this is very foggy. But the focus in the Six of Cups is the cups, right? And it's like a handing of the passing of the torch, that kind of thing. It's like maybe a new. Maybe this is going to become something big in our history, like later down the line. Like we can reflect on today as the past. That makes a situation like kind of clearer. So yeah, that's education. Let's take a look at creativity. How will these AI chats affect creativity? Two of Wands, and it's kind of like it will help with planning things and creativity. The Two of Wands, not really action oriented. This is kind of gathering components together, not really making a plan, but a little bit past the idea stage. So like where an ace or a one would be like an idea or an inspiration, the two would be, okay, so I have this inspiration, what do I do with it? And then three would be like making the plans. So I feel like this will help the creative department. Now I can see this two different ways, helping in the creative department in that stage of the creativity, but not necessarily taking over creativity. Hope that makes sense. But I can also see this as kind of also inactive, like there's no action going on here, so it may kind of like stifle creativity in some cases. So it could really go either way. And I'll pull some clarifiers after I reveal all the cards. I'll pull some clarifiers to see on ones that I feel like may be like literally one or the other in opposites, if that makes sense. Either this will stifle creativity or it'll help specifically in that one stage. That's kind of what I'm getting so far. And then let's talk about the economy. So what is AI, these Chat GPT, these AI generators, how is this going to affect the economy? The Wheel of Fortune. Make sure that's visible on the screen there. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like this could potentially make a lot of people money. This could help people make money. Now, if we connect these three aspects of life, we have, our education, our creativity, and the economy. We're looking at knowledge and, I guess we'll just keep it with creativity, knowledge, art, that kind of thing. Knowledge, art, or creativity, and finance with the economy. I feel like this does kind of put some new things into motion here. And with the intention being, to see things from a different view or to gain perspective on some things. I feel like this, with the economy, I feel like a lot of people this has a potential, I feel like, to make people a fortune. We're just going to say it that way because it's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, with the Wheel of Fortune, you can go either way with the wheel. The wheel can turn backwards or forward. The Wheel of Fortune, you kind of get this sense of the luck of the draw, like you spin the wheel and wherever it lands is where you go. I see it also in a different perspective as far as, who's controlling that wheel. Depending on who's in control of the wheel, if you think of it like a ship's helm or something like that, these look like navigation devices to me. I mean, I know what they are. I know they're the elements and the pentacle and all of that. But with the steampunk deck, they're gears. They all have spokes and cogs, if you will. So it's kind of about who's controlling that. So this could ask the question, who's really controlling the AI? Or are you actually controlling the AI? And it depends on who's using the AI for which way it will help the economy. So I do feel like this has the potential for great help in the economy. I feel like this could help things, but I feel like it all depends on the hands of the user. And like I said, I'll get some more clarifying cards later on. But I feel like it has the potential to either, help people in the economy, or it has like a restructure. It can, like these wheels, like we turn the one wheel, the rest are going to move with it. So it's like, who's turning the wheel and which wheel are you turning when you're using the AI, the Chat GPT. So let's move on to the next one, and then we'll get to clarifiers at the end. Okay, let's see what negative aspects, what challenges can this Chat GPT pose. The Three of Wands. See, we have the Two of Wands over here. Now, the challenge, I feel like, could definitely be really related to not necessarily time, but how far out can you forecast things. He's looking through a spyglass off into the ocean, or you know, whatever is beyond that horizon, which we can't really see because it's off to the other direction. But he is also facing all of these other good aspects. So I feel like the challenge here will be how short-sighted will people become with this. I feel like this could be something that causes people not to look far enough out or see the bigger picture. This could cause challenges as far as things being very short-sighted, being very focused on something without seeing the big picture, if that makes any sense. I feel like that could be where the challenge is. That makes sense, I guess. Because, you know, like, you have to be very precise when you're using it. Now, I have tried to use the Chat GPT, specifically that one, and every time I've tried to log into it, it says it's too busy and to put in my email, and they'll let me know. I know I've seen it before in use. I know it works. I don't know why. It don't like me. It just don't. But Canva, which I use for my book covers and also some of the interiors, I use Canva to design them. Canva now has a document program that has this thing called Magic Write, which is the same exact thing. And I did use it to help kind of come up with a description. I was just kind of playing with it. And I did use it as sort of like a rough draft outline of a description for my most recent book that I don't talk about on here because it's under a different pen name because it's completely unrelated to this channel. But I did use it. It was helpful. But you have to be very precise in what you're asking. So I feel like that may cause things to be short-sighted in other aspects, because I just feel like the challenge is about preventing seeing the bigger picture and things. Next question. What are the positive aspects? Most positive aspects we can look for here. King of Pentacles. Again, Pentacles having to do with money. Is Mercury retrograde over with? I am so done with technical difficulties. Maybe it's the last day. I think it's coming. Anyways, so I got cut off when I was explaining the King of Pentacles. I don't know where I left off. I'm just going to pick it back up at the King of Pentacles. So, King of Pentacles. I feel like the positive aspects are that creative energy that takes you to a financially, you know, good place. This guy looks wealthy. He's got his like pocket watch chain thing going on there. He's got, you know, hearth and home. He's got all of that energy going about him. So overall, I think that the positive aspect is gonna be about, you know, being on top of your shit. Like, it's going to be about, you know, taking, I guess, taking control, taking the reins on something. And, you know, I feel like that could be a positive aspect. I feel like a lot of more people are going to be more comfortable in their life and in their lifestyle and, you know, where they are in life. So let's move on to the last one, which is going to be, you know, overall, how does this affect or impact humanity? And we have the Four of Wands. Okay, so the four is a stable number. This is kind of, they're putting together like a party. They're celebrating. Overall, I feel like this is helpful to humanity because this is a good card. I feel like it's going to give somebody a boost, if you can see that. Like, we're going to get a boost for the little guy just popped in my head. It feels like a stabilization of things. Like, what I'm getting, like, intuitively is, like, leveling the playing field. Like, it's going to give a boost to those who need it, but it's not going to be the greatest for the other, you know, 1% or so. But I feel like overall, it's pretty helpful to humanity. I feel like it's going to give some people a boost. It's going to give some, it's just leveling the playing field here. So we're on an even surface. But also, it also feels a little bit like a celebration because the Four of Wands, they're preparing, they're putting things together for a party, a celebration, a union, if you will. This very similar to like what you would see at a wedding. So I also feel a little bit of a commitment aspect in that regard. Um, but I don't feel like this is bad for humanity. I feel like this is good for humanity, but it will depend on how it's used. Now, do we really need clarifiers? Let's go back through the questions. I feel like that one was good. How will it affect creativity, though? I mean, after looking at the other cards, I feel like this can be helpful in this creativity because we have all of these wands, which are fire energy. And then we even have fire in the King of Pentacles card. So I feel like this is a good thing for. Let's go ahead and get one more for how. I feel like this is helpful to creativity. But can we get clarification on how it will affect creativity from this Two of Wands? We have the Hermit. Look at that spark, though. Look at that spark in his lantern. I love this Hermit card. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie bringing the clarity. For those who do not know, Melanie is a tarot mentor that I had for a few years, and she passed last year. So she told us before she passed, because she knew she was going, that she would show up in our readings as the Hermit. So that's Melanie shedding light on the situation. As for how this relates to affecting creativity, it's finding their spark. It's going to help people find their own spark. The Hermit is someone who goes in and gets to know themselves, and then brings that back to, society, the world, their family, whatever. The prodigal son kind of energy, if you're familiar with that story. Basically leaving to find yourself and coming back wiser than you were. So I feel like this is about people finding their spark within. And what do I say at the end of every video? Always remember, the magic you seek is within you. A lot of people have not taken that journey yet, and they don't know, and they just need to be reminded. But as far as clarification, I feel like this is where it helps you find your own creativity. Because like I said before, you have to be specific in your prompts. You have to, like what you're putting into the machine. I don't know if it cut off the part where I had used it for things having to do with my books in Canva. I don't know if it stopped recording for that part. But you do have to be pretty precise in your things. But that's where you have to get that from yourself. Like, the AI can't generate its own prompts for you. So I feel like that's what it's leading to with the creativity, how this might, because honestly, I had a little bit of a worry about it creating or diminishing creativity. People are just going to rely on AI to create things for them. Now with the images and stuff, with the AI art ones where they're creating images, those are cool, those are fun, but you have to use your own creativity to put in the prompts, or it's going to bring you a picture of garbage, so you do have to find that creativity within yourself in order to use it even. So that's how I feel like it will help with creativity, or how it will affect creativity, is that it will. I got cut off mid-sentence again. I'm gonna wrap this up here, but yes, I believe overall this will help for the most part. There may be some instances where it'll depend on who's using it, but you do have to rely on your own creativity. That's what I was saying here. I feel like it'll help people find their own way of being creative, that they can then use to properly use these AI generators. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to stop there before my phone stops recording again, and wish Mercury retrograde a fond farewell. Get out of here. And I will see you in the next video. Always remember, the magic you seek is within you. Have a blessed day.